All right, and welcome to Crossroads Live on the Road. I am Jim Hoffbar, and I'm sitting here with my partner, Miss
Pamela Seal.
Pamela Seal.
Did you forget my name again?
No, I was wanting to know if you knew who you were. But anyway,
Okay.
we're on the road. Well, now, why don't you tell the folks where we are?
Well, we are in Gainesville, Texas, a beautiful little town. And what a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
If you've never been here before, very quaint little town. And we have an incredible event where we have some very famous authors who have a book signing event going on today.
Well, I understand you have a new book out.
No, I don't. I'm in the process of writing that book.
Folks, she's got a new book out called Dancing on the Pole. The North Pole.
The North Pole.
The North Pole.
At the North Pole.
At
Not
the
on.
Anyway.
You are so bad.
I am bad.
Okay.
But anyway, think about it. We are here at the Writers Roundup in Gainesville, Texas.
That's right. The Writers Roundup.
Right, the Writers Roundup. And we were here by invitation of Mr. Ken Farmer.
Yes.
And Mr. Buck Stanky.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, we got 3 books here we want to show y'all. And I did not know that Ken could write.
Oh, yes, you did.
But he has out a brand new book called Ken Farmer. No. It's called Hellhole, written by Ken Farmer. I'm the one that can't read. Anyway, I want to show this to the folks out there. If y'all can get a good shot of this.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be interviewing Ken for us a little bit later, right?
Yeah, if the cameras don't break first. All right. If y'all got a nice shot of this, it'd be nice. Okay. Now.
And we also have Alex Cord out here today.
One of my favorite all-time actors. And he has a wonderful book. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, was his second book. It's called Feather in the Rain by Alex Cord. And we're going to have him here in a little while. And he's going to read a little bit for us.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Isn't that nice?
This one is about his son, right?
This one is about his son.
This was inspired about his son that
Right.
passed away. And from what I understand, it's really helped a lot of people who have gone through that type of tragedy.
Yes.
And possibly even a movie coming out on that. So
I hope so.
Definitely another great book.
Definitely well worth the read.
Absolutely. And then this is one that I did not know that he had
Oh, this was his last book that he wrote. Day of the, how do you say that?
Harbinger.
Harbinger. And it's a story about a man who wants to take over the world, I think, something like that. Anyway, I'm not too sure about it. But anyway, he will be out here to talk about it. And we'll get him to talk about it. Alex Cord, one of my favorite all-time actors.
That's
great
right.
guy.
And then I was visiting just a while ago with Cheryl Rogers, Roy Rogers' daughter, and she's just about out of books, and she's either going to have to go into second print, or she was saying she may start another book, because since this time she has found out so much more additional information from people as they've found out about her book, and have offered things about her parents' childhood that she didn't know about, and different things. So now she's inspired to do kind of a part 2 book.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So it's gonna.
I have read part 1.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful read. So
Cowboy Princess.
Cowboy
You
Princess. So if
definitely
you get a
want it.
chance to
Yes.
get that book, and it's a great book. She has a great story to tell.
She
And
really
it's-
does.
about growing up in the Rogers family.
And you're going to be doing that interview
Yeah.
later. And did you say we had Don Reynolds here with us?
Don
too?
Reynolds is here, and James Hampton
And
from
for the
F
folks
Troop.
that don't know Don Reynolds, he played the Little Beaver on Red Ryder. still trains animals and just
Yeah.
incredible.
Still very active.
Yes, just a wonderful man and friend,
Yeah.
and his interview is going to be great
Yeah,
today.
I always enjoy visiting with Don.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And then F Troop. I mean, I used to watch that show as a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Incredible.
Well, I'll tell you what, James Hampton, we call him Jimmy,
Uh-huh.
and well, he and I have one thing in common that he did several movies with Burt Reynolds,
Oh, okay.
and I was in one,
Okay.
you know. But so we worked with Burt, you know, and so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
and but Burt was a great guy, and I really liked him. I really don't know him, just worked with him, you know, and met him. And he was always funny. To me, he was hilarious. You know,
And Jimmy was the one that was the bugler on
The
the
bugler,
show
right.
that never could bugle.
never could bugle. Sounds like the part I
That
could
was
play.
such a great show, and you know those episodes still air, and
Yeah.
if you
Well,
search
he
for
worked
them,
with
you
to
can
me one of the
still see 'em.
funniest men on the planet with Larry Storch.
Oh yes,
Larry Storch could make me laugh.
Oh.
You know,
that was an incredible cast. Ken Berry.
Yeah,
and
Ken
just,
Berry,
Oh
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it was an incredible cast. Still, it's still funny today as much as it
It-
was
yeah.
when you first saw the episodes.
is it? I wonder if it's airing on Me TV.
I think it probably
Probably
is on
is.
Me
Yeah.
TV.
Everything else is it's from that era.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love that.
So-
It's going to be quite a day of interviewing today. So I guess we need to round up here at the Roundup and get started.
All right, the Writers Roundup right here in Gainesville, Texas.
And you're with Crossroads Live.
We have the Caring for a Person with Alzheimer's Disease book. It is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute on Aging. Guess what? Guess what? This book is free. It's about 100 pages because now we know that there are millions of Americans out there that are taking care of someone with some form of autism, some form of Alzheimer's. This is strictly an Alzheimer's disease book. And basically it says your easy to use guide from the National Institute on Aging. We're going to put up the address. We're doing commercials. We're very passionate about this cause because we want Alzheimer's patients taken care of.
Well, my husband brought his fiddle, mandolin, banjo, and I brought my upright bass. He said, "We gotta get in front of that moon over there and sing something." We got it in the truck.
Quartet going here, or trio.
We have to play tonight at Music on the Streets at Mineola, so we brought our instruments.
Have instruments, we'll play.
Yes.
Essays and photography, writing, voices and just wrote a book that's very small.
That was one of his, I mean, and Chuck's still a dear friend, but that's probably one of the best series that he's ever involved with. I mean, they gave him the liberty. Oh, sure. Started.
Met this guy named Randy.
Randy.
Yeah. Anyway, we were driving by his house and he laid on the horn. So guess who pops up this big old thumb? That's his wave. You know what I'm saying? So we stop and go in his house. And anyway, so we go in his house. He said, "Hey, I want y'all to see my new oven in here." Well, it's a little rotisserie thing, and it's on the floor. No, he didn't have it on the table. So he's down there showing me his oven and opens up the door and whatever. A little kitty cat, you know, doing that little figure eight through there.
Yeah, the cat going like
Yeah,
this.
that's right. So get this kitty cat away, you know what I'm saying? So
Get away, cat.
But anyway,
So what's with the rotisserie?
well, that was his thing he wanted to show me. So he got this big chicken out, lays it on this butcher block thing. So you know how you cut it up?
I give up. How?
Use his
He had this
thumbnail.
big old thumbnail.
Use his thumbnail on it. What do you think?
You're full of crap.
I know. Hey, that's how you get there, though, right, right James?
right.
That's what it takes.
Yep. Gotta
End
be able
of
to
story. I'm
laugh.
sorry it wasn't long enough.
Good enough, huh?
Well, I was.
So much every time, like this guy right there. And then I even my horseshoe. I show him my books. And when I get in, she's like, oh. And then when he got desperate, he was going, oh. And he reached out. And it was the cup.
You have to go with that. You know, see, I'm drawn to this one because I'm such a horse lover. Anything with horses.
I love the way you
I want to come see you.
You know who I am. You don't bring me on. All right, and welcome to Crossroads Live. I'm sitting here with Mr. Bill Black, or should I say Reverend Black?
Either way.
Either way.
Mister is fine.
All right. You're a minister that owns the Wolf Den,
Yes, sir.
and that's wonderful. I mean, if one job don't work out, the other one will work out, right?
There are numerous members of my family that are involved in this.
Yes. Yeah. And but you told me there was one down South Texas somewhere, wasn't it?
Over in Bowie, Texas.
Bowie, Texas, and your sister,
My oldest daughter runs it.
oldest daughter.
Yes.
Okay. I knew it was a family
Yes,
connection in there.
Connie Wolf.
And Connie Wolf.
Yes.
All right. The Wolf's Den. Is
Yes,
this what it's called?
that's how we derive
And this
the
is
name.
called the Wolf's Den. And they've got a wonderful establishment here, if I can get that out right. But anyway, I love it. It's wonderful. It's very relaxed atmosphere. And
Well, thank you, sir.
do y'all have a specialty in the foods that you have? Or?
Our chicken fried steak was nominated as the best in North Texas. So I was proud of that. But
Yeah.
our catfish, numerous items are,
Yeah.
I think, well received here in town.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And we were talking earlier about a man that I admire, and I know you admire, not only for his work as an actor and a writer, but for his work of, he gives of his time
That's
to
correct.
help.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Well, I have been involved with the Crisis Pregnancy Center here in Gainesville, the Abba Women's Center, and Alex Cord donated his time for 2 years in a row to help us with our fundraiser. And I know Alex did not tell you of that, but
No, he did not.
he would not have. But he helped us tremendously. His name recognition brought many people in and
Yeah.
come to see him, I know, but he and his wife were a part of our fundraising.
Wonderful couple.
Yes, they are. They're great people.
Yes.
Both of them are writers, which
Yeah,
I know that you know.
Yes.
Feather in the Rain is Alex's book, and that one night he donated that to be auctioned off, and the book was able to bring in $800
That's very good.
for our Crisis Pregnancy
Very
Center.
good. Yeah, well, Alice is a wonderful man, a very generous man.
Yes, he is.
And, you know, you're generous with your talent, but when you're generous with your time, and
Yes.
as we know, time is money,
Yes.
you know. So, but that's wonderful. And,
Franklin said it best, when you give of your time, we must remember that's what life is made of.
time.
You're giving of yourself.
Oh, my goodness, that's very good. That's
Yes.
very good, yeah. And so, may I ask, what ministry are you in? What church are you in?
Pastor of Grand Avenue Baptist Church here in town. And
I should have picked up on
Gainesville,
the
Texas.
Baptist, because I was raised Baptist. you
Yes,
know.
sir.
And, yeah. And so how big a church have you got? I mean, how many people?
We have some wonderful people there. On a good Sunday, we may have 100. And when others are traveling, it may be down to 65 or 75, something
Yeah.
of that.
Well,
but-
how big a city is Gainesville?
Gainesville is about 16,000
Yeah.
people.
So that's a pretty good congregation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have some great people there.
Yeah,
A loving, giving congregation.
yeah.
And I am the only thing that stands between them and having a real preacher there.
Listen to you. I'm telling you, no modesty in your heart.
They're great people.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I think you do great work here, man. You know, and especially with helping people in a crisis the way y'all are. You know, because there's a lot of people, you know, make that mistake, you know, and
Yes.
they need that help, you know. And so, yeah, and do you find it more go like through adoptions now, or
Yes,
what
sir.
is?
We have seen numerous adoptions, and I can brag on the Abba Women's Center just a little bit. In 2012, we had more client visits than any center in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
That includes all of North Texas and 5 counties of southern Oklahoma.
All right.
And these client visits through our sonogram, the average nationwide is 86% of the people who are abortion-minded and actually have a sonogram will choose life.
Yeah.
Through the Abba Women's Center, through the first machine we had 1,680 sonograms. Only 3 chose abortion out of 1,680, and one of those 3 come back 18 months later with her son because she had changed her mind.
That's wonderful. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to ask you about, do you have like counselors who work with these
Yes, we do.
people and
Yes, we do.
help them?
We give, there's Bible instruction, then there's counselors who work with the individuals who come in. And there are also numerous classes. We teach computer moms for those who have had to quit school. They will have a marketable skill they can take into the job force at that time. We also teach nutrition, parenting classes, and of course, Bible studies.
Yeah.
And so,
So do any of the guys ever come up forward?
yes, sir. Oftentimes, the young men, especially now, will come in to see the sonogram because the new machine, which the Knights of Columbus in our area and plus the national organization donated this machine to us, a $50,000 machine. And we can literally put the film of the baby, they can see the heartbeat, the facial expressions, we can put it on a flash drive or a CD and they can watch it on their own
That will
computer.
drive them home every time, won't it? You know, you're going, that's mine, you know.
That's my baby.
That's my baby.
And it does away with the statement by many in the press that this is merely a tissue mass. It is a baby, and you can actually see the heartbeat from 18 days.
Yeah. Well, it goes back, and I'll say it out loud publicly. I believe a child is born at conception, you know.
It's
at
when it
that
begins,
moment.
yes.
That's where it begins, and
Yes.
life begins there, you know.
Not only you, but God says that.
Oh,
From the day
well,
you
that's
were
probably
conceived.
where I got it.
Yes, sir.
You know, and
Psalms
I grew up.
139.
I grew up with a wonderful Baptist minister named Eddie Savoy.
Yes, sir.
Down in South Louisiana, and he tried to teach me right.
Yes.
And God rest your soul, Reverend Eddie. He was a wonderful man, family friend, and
Yes.
everything. So, but yeah, I'll never forget him. It's funny. I just thought about it. I hadn't thought about him in years. You know,
Yes, sir.
it's very great. And so, anyway, you're bringing out the best in me.
Well, the Lord does that.
Thank you so much for letting
Thank
us
you.
come in your restaurant and
Thank you,
enjoy your wonderful food. Yeah, there
Thank
you go.
you.
And we'll see you later on the Crossroads.
We have the Caring for a Person with Alzheimer's Disease book. It is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute on Aging. Guess what? Guess what? This book is free. It's about 100 pages because now we know that there are millions of Americans out there that are taking care of someone with some form of autism, some form of Alzheimer's. This is strictly an Alzheimer's disease book. And basically it says your easy to use guide from the National Institute on Aging. We're going to put up the address. We're doing commercials. We're very passionate about this cause because we want Alzheimer's patients taken care of.
Crossroads Live. My name is Jim Hoffbar, and I'm sitting here with an old partner of mine, Miss June Joe Boyd. How are you, June?
I'm doing
Joe
good, James.
Boyd. Anyway, it's been a long day, folks.
I know it has.
It's been a long day. So, you got your book. It's about ready to come out, right?
That's right.
That's it.
Spiritual Awakenings.
And you said all you got to do is tell them to go, and they'll go.
I'm calling them Monday.
Call on a Monday, and it should be out in what, about
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yep, I'm going to tell them put it in print on Monday, and they say give it 3 weeks, and it'll be out.
And so what is the name of your book?
Spiritual Awakenings.
Spiritual Awakening can be found on
Amazon, Kindle, ebooks, on the internet.
Yeah.
And then Barnes & Noble,
yeah.
and
What's the name of the publishing company you got?
Tate Publishing.
That publishing. Pretty good company.
I've heard bad reviews, I've heard good reviews, but you hear it everywhere, so.
Yeah, on anything.
Yeah.
On anything.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
I never listen to reviews anyway.
I don't either.
You know, especially when it was about my
That's what I was
performance.
going to say, especially about you.
Yeah. But anyway, so I understand, I heard through the grapevine that you're writing a book with Clay Dustin.
Yes, I am. How did you know that?
I'll work that out. When you're
work that
famous like you are, you can't keep nothing in a secret.
Yeah, well, it's called The Boy That Became a Man. The
boy.
Lost Boy That Became a Man.
Well, that's better than the title I was gonna give my book called Dancer on a Pole. But
Right. But they wouldn't let you.
That's North Pole.
It was already taken, wasn't it?
Dancer on the North Pole, yeah. But anyway, so what is this book gonna be about? Do we know?
Well, it's about a little boy that him and his father go around to car shows. And you know how little boys love cars.
Yeah.
So they
I know how big boys love them too.
Exactly. So his dad promised him he was born in a 1967 Camaro when he turned 16 years old. And so all his life he waited for that car when he was 16 years old. When he was 16 years old, he found the car. And on his birthday, he didn't know it, but his dad got him that car. And in his present that his dad got him, it was a box on the table. He told his friends, I'm getting a 1967 Camaro. But when he opened his present, it was a Bible. And he wasn't very happy. He was so embarrassed that his buddies were saying, let's see how many people we can fit in that to go to school tomorrow. You know, so he runs up to his bedroom just really embarrassed, and he runs away from home. And he doesn't come back until the passing of his parents. His parents searched for him his whole life. They got in a car wreck looking for him. And I'm not telling you the ending of that because it is just, you gotta read the book.
Yeah, gotta read the book.
It is just turning out great.
Yeah, I picked out a name. Now, what's the name of it?
The Lost Boy That Became a Man.
The Lost Boy That Became a Man. All right, we'll be looking for that.
It is a good one, and we've been working hard on that one.
So I wanted to go refresh everybody about the story you told me about your father. And why don't you tell the folks, a little bit about that?
Well, my dad was murdered 28 years ago. And the man that murdered him will not tell us where his body's at, so it's an unsolved mystery still today where his body is. The guy did get put in prison for life without parole. He'll never, ever see daylight again. But he still will not tell us where my father's body is. So I'm going to write a story about it. It's an unsolved mystery of where my dad's body is.
Yeah.
He said he didn't feed him to the sharks. That's all he said. In St. Petersburg, Florida. So, where the sharks are.
It's sad. It's sad something like that could happen. It's sad that he has that attitude,
Yeah.
because what he does, he's not giving the family a closure that it really
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
needs. And but anyway, I want to talk a little bit about also about your mother. You were telling me about your mom.
Yes, my mother died of pancreatic cancer 25 years ago. And I'm dedicating $1 of every book I ever write, $1 of every book I sell, dedicating it to my mother for pancreatic cancer research.
Very good. Good cause.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
job. I'll tell you what, we got to wrap up now and everything. I want to thank you for coming down. Thank you for being on Crossroads. Tell Clay Dustin I said hello.
No, I'm not telling
Okay,
him.
don't
Finds
tell
out
him.
I'm with you, I'd be in trouble.
Why? He finds out you were with me and be in trouble? You're probably right. But what would really get you in trouble when he finds out that you're hanging out with Betty Jackson?
Right.
There you go. Good night, everybody. See you on the Crossroads.
Can one man change the way the entire world thinks? Johnny Grant is a world-famous movie star with a passionate social conscience and a gift of clairvoyance. Intensely discontent with man's inhumanity to man, contemptuously critical of corruption in government, greed, selfishness, he's convinced the human race is headed for self-destruction. Depressed by an
And I call this little piece The Crossing. We haven't been in the saddle but 5 minutes, just long enough to get comfortable, if not familiar, with horses we have just met, when we're face to face with the Mara River, swollen with rain, hippos, and all that might lurk in its muddy waters. Tristan, which is our guide, has decided our introductory ride shall cross the river and take in the territory across from our camp. There are a lot of big eyes and gulping Adam apples after this announcement, but we'll follow meekly, trustingly. After all, he has been doing this a long time. And
Okay.
I call this a backyard wild ride. So when I was just a little girl, all I wanted out of the whole wide world was a fine spotted pony to ride fast on a beach. But such dreams as this were way out of my reach. Then the same summer I turned aged 11, you'd have thunk I'd up and gone straight to heaven, when our family friends, known as the Baker twins, brought their horses to graze at our place. There was my dream in my own backyard, a black and white paint. I had to play it smart.
So, till we meet again, good luck, God bless, and we'll see you at the Crossroads. Let's go, Dean.